If you watched part one, linked down below, you already got a glimpse of what Clopton Farms is all about. And in that video, we talked about what's the same and what's different between this community and DR Horton's Chapel Lakes. Same area, two very different builders. But here's what people never ask until it's too late. What is the process actually like to buy from each of them? The contract, the lender situation, the build timeline, customization options, contingencies. That's what part two is all about.
We were sparks on quiet streets, two hearts finding where to meet. But life pulled us apart, left me talking to the dark.
Before we get into the buying process, I want to give you some context on Tri Pointe that most buyers in this market don't know, and I think it actually changes how you look at this builder. In Texas, Tri Pointe Homes was Trendmaker Homes for about 50 years. Same ownership, same leadership DNA, deeply rooted in Houston. They weren't a new company trying to break into this market. They were already one of the most established builders here. In 2021, they rebranded under the Tri Pointe name as part of a national consolidation. So when their team tells you they're not a starter builder, they're not being arrogant. They're being accurate. There's half a century of home building behind that name in this market, even if the sign outside is new.
Both of us knowing what it like that. Funny how we talk like we're fine, but your name still lives in my mind.
Let's talk about customization, because this is honestly the biggest practical difference between buying from a builder like DR Horton and buying from Tri Pointe Homes. And it's the thing most buyers don't fully understand until they're already under contract. With DR Horton, you're choosing from a set of pre-built color packages. 3 to 5 options for the interior of your home, that's it. No design center, no individual selections, no changing your mind on cabinet hardware, even if you're building from dirt. What's in the package is what goes in your house. And I want to be clear, that's not a flaw in their model. That's purposeful. It keeps costs down, it keeps timelines tight, and for the right buyer, it's completely fine. With Tri Pointe Homes, you get a full design studio experience. A dedicated design consultant sits down with you and walks you through individual selections: flooring, cabinetry, countertops, fixtures, lighting, and appliances. You can visualize combinations before you ever commit to anything. Your home can genuinely look different from your neighbors. Here's the part nobody tells you though, and this is where I want you to pay attention. Those design studio upgrades add up very fast. And you walk out having tens of thousands of dollars racked up on your bill. Base price is base price. Every selection above standard has a cost attached to it. Go in with a budget for upgrades and hold yourself to it, or bring someone like me who will.
Take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars, when the world felt small and your hands felt warm. Take me back.
Now let's talk about the lender situation, because this comes up with every builder and I want to make sure you understand what's actually happening. Both DR Horton and Tri Pointe Homes have in-house lenders. DR Horton uses DHI Mortgage, Tri Pointe uses Tri Pointe Connect. Both builders tie their incentives to those lenders, meaning if you want the rate buydown or the closing cost assistance, you typically need to go through their lender to get it. This is not coincidence, that's a business model. I'm not telling you their lenders are bad, they're not inherently bad, but here's what I'm telling you. Get a quote from an outside lender before you commit to anyone, every time. Because that is the only way to know if that incentive is actually a deal compared to what you'd get elsewhere. Sometimes the builder's lender wins, sometimes they don't, but you'll never know if you don't look. This is one of the most common places I see buyers leave real money on the table, not because they were naive, but because the incentive sounded too good to be true and they didn't want to do that extra step. Make sure you are the person that does the extra step.
If only for a moment, take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars, when the world felt small in your head.
Let me tell you about a situation I dealt with not too long ago, because it's relevant to everything we've been talking about and because I think it captures what can go wrong in new construction even with a good builder. So I had clients who were relocating here from out of state. They were closing on their home remotely, coordinating a move from across the country, and buying a new construction home that was still being built. The build hit delays. Communication from the builder's side was inconsistent. They weren't getting updates. They didn't know when to schedule movers. They were anxious every single week because they had no visibility into what was happening with the home they'd already committed to. That's a real thing that happens. And it's one of the reasons I actually think Tri Pointe's homebuyer app is worth calling out, because what my clients experience is exactly the problem that tool is designed to solve. Once you're under contract with Tri Pointe, you get automated photo updates through every stage of construction. All of your documents are stored in one place, and direct access to your on-site team is all right there in the app. For someone buying from out of state, or honestly for anyone who doesn't want to be left guessing for 6 months, that small detail is everything.
I've been up since 3, scrolling back where we used to be. Half truths in this late night chat, both of us knowing what it like that. Funny how we talk like we're fine, but your name still lives in my rhyme. Take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars.
A couple more things worth knowing before you walk into either of these communities. Tri Pointe does 2 extensive final walkthroughs before you close, not just one. They go through the home thoroughly twice before you even get your keys. That extra walkthrough is an opportunity to catch things while the builder is still responsible for fixing them, so don't take that lightly. On contingencies, I know a lot of you watching this have a home to sell. Both DR Horton and Tri Pointe Homes will consider a sale contingency on a case-by-case basis. It's not guaranteed, and you'll need to have that conversation directly with the sales team, but don't assume the answer is no before you ask. I can also speak from experience that a lot of builders do not want to touch a contingency, so this is a positive for both communities, especially in the current market where that is a bit of a risk for them.
When the world felt small and your hands felt warm, take me back to the start, if only for a moment. We were sparks on quiet streets.
Here is my honest bottom line after walking Clopton Farms and spending time with the Tri Pointe Homes team. This is not a starter builder. The price point reflects that, the product reflects that, and the experience of buying from them reflects that as well. If you're a buyer who wants simplicity, speed, and an accessible entry point, DR Horton at Chapel Lakes is a legitimate option, and I'd walk you through it without hesitation. If you're a buyer who wants more say in your product, a more hands-on buying experience, and you're comfortable spending a little bit more to get there, Tri Pointe is worth a serious look. 50 years of Houston home building behind them, and from what I saw on the ground, a team that actually takes pride in what they're building. Neither one is the wrong answer, but now you know the difference. New construction does not have to be intimidating, but you do need to walk in informed. That's why I make these videos, because I'm doing all the legwork for you. If Clopton Farms or Chapel Lakes is on your radar, or some other new construction neighborhood in the area, let's have a chat. I've walked them all, I know the builders, and I'll give you the straight answer. Drop your questions in the comments and make sure you're subscribed, because there is a lot more of this coming. New construction in North Houston is moving fast, and I'm going to keep you ahead of it.